we are kind of in the dark, and the stage could be a little brighter too. So, if Mitchell's around anywhere, just track you down or something. Mitchell. Okay. Anyway, we're in a topic today that is it's almost controversial in some cases, but that's mostly because it's timely and it's unbelievable. We have economic uncertainty, that's for sure. The Dow Jones, if that's any kind of measurement of our economy, is pretty bad, comparatively. I mean, if it was 11 years ago, it would be doing well. But, since it's the same level it was 10 years ago or so, then, we're in trouble, I guess. That's what they tell me. And so when you open up the newspaper, you see column after column about companies that are laying people off, and you're hearing about people who have all kinds of economic hardships going on. And so maybe this message today seems unbelievable. But we are going to continue our series on God's promises to us. And there's a promise that God has given to us that actually is a huge challenge to me. If you've got your note sheet there, go ahead and look at it, and I'll show you the previous promises we've looked at. So far, we've addressed the fact that God is more committed to us than we are to Him. We've also learned that God is committed to giving us everything we need for us to become like Jesus. Then we learned that if God has my heart, I have His strength. And last week, in Jesus, I am free from sin, free to live. So today, we're talking about God's promise of prosperity. Now, before you go off the deep end thinking you know what I'm about to talk about, I want to show you some examples of what I am not. Okay? So here's a video clip right here. Check this out.
You know this secret. Happiness, health, and wealth. You can have, do, or be anything you want.
We can have whatever it is that we choose. I don't care how big it is.
What kind of a house do you want to live in?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
What kind of a business do you want to have?
Do you want more success?
What do you really want? The secret is the law of attraction. Everything that's coming into your life, you are attracting into your life.
And that principle can be summed up in 3 simple words. Thoughts become things.
Popular philosophy has gotten really into this whole idea of the secret being the answer to life. I mean, Oprah's been talking about it, and other people have been talking about it. And the book or the movie is like a couple years old now. It's so old that they're willing to put the first 20 minutes of it on YouTube for me to download and show you if you've never seen clips of it. But it's got this idea that basically says, if you believe and think about good things, they'll show up. Okay, I'm not sold on that one. I'm not going there. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. But some Christians have fallen into this mindset, believing that it is the way God created the world. That God created the world to have this kind of attitude that says, if I think positively, if I put positive out, I'm going to get positive back. And positive, I love the way that word is always just vacuous and meaningless. Positive, what does that mean? I'm just going to put positive energy out there, and then it will flow on back to me. Well, some Christians have fallen prey to this, and although I'm not going to accuse him completely of this, there are hints of it in this next video clip. Would you go ahead and put that one up?
Well, God bless you. It is always a joy to come into your homes. We love you. We're believing that you're going to have a blessed, prosperous year, that you're going to see God's goodness in new ways. No matter how many setbacks you've been through or how many obstacles are in your path right now, the Most High God has destined you to live a life of victory. No matter what has happened in your past, God still has a bright future in store for every one of you. And if you will get your hopes back and get your vision in line with God's, then the rest of your life is going to be the best of your life. If you will get in agreement with God and get up each day knowing that His hand is outstretched towards you, then you might as well get ready. It's just a matter of time before you see explosive blessings.
I'm going to tell you something that I've seen a lot of in the last couple of years. And in down economies, it gets worse. And I'll explain it to you a little bit. It's basically this idea that there is riches, there are riches, there is wealth out there, and you're not getting it. And so basically what the idea is there are some people who know how to get it, and they've figured out how to get it, and they've got it, and you could have it, but you don't have it. And so especially in times of down economy, we fall prey to this kind of stuff. Of course you've seen it on the internet all the time. I mean, people are advertising these get-rich-quick schemes all the time. And so it shows up time and time again. You know what I'm talking about. But it also shows up in things like this. Some Christian type of television shows and preachers and philosophy kinds of things will basically say the same thing to you. And they always come back to the same argument. It always comes back to the same argument. So I'm going to give you a little bonus bit of information today on how you too can recognize an internet scam. Okay? So these are the basic components of an internet scam. Component number one, I am rich. There it is. That's component number one. You'll hear the person say, I am rich. Then the next thing they say is, I follow this principle. Then they say, you can too, if you pay me. That's the way the internet scams work. I mean, bottom line is this, okay? If they really were making all this money, and if there is all this money out there to be had, just free for the taking, then they have got to be incredibly selfish people to not give that money to those who need it, or to spread this secret to everybody without cost. And so that last line where it says, if you pay me, is the whole answer of how you know something is scamming. You know what I mean? And I feel the same way about some of the guys you see on TV, the Christian preachers. Just last Sunday, at the Sunday afternoon, I was waiting around for NASCAR to start, and I was flipping channels, and I saw this one guy on one of the channels that shows up on my TV now and then, and he was sitting there on some type of chair in this enormous, like, ornate studio, talking about how all you needed to do was believe God for your blessing and send a seed of money to Him. And then God would make that seed bloom and flourish, of course, in that guy's ministry and eventually trickle back to you somehow.